Thank you for calling today's hearing today. In addition to our leadership roles on this
Would that connection be wild and wonderful?
Probably. Both Chairman Carper and I are members of the Senate Recycling Caucus, as are a few of our other EPW colleagues. We see recycling as a win-win solution that presents significant environmental and economic benefits. Recycling can reduce waste going to landfills and the incinerators, conserve natural resources like timber and water, and save energy. In fact, many recent developments in waste management are reducing greenhouse gas emissions and contributing to an all-of-the-above strategy to address climate change. Hand in hand with those environmental benefits, recycling creates domestic jobs and supports American manufacturing. We've seen significant bipartisan progress on this issue in recent years. When we passed our Save Our Seas Act and Save Our Seas Act 2.0, which help improve our ability to clean up waste and combat marine debris. But marine debris is only one piece of the puzzle. There is also significant funding in the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act that the Senate passed last month, and we hope the House passes as well, for recycling infrastructure and education to reduce contamination in the recycling stream. While these investments will help us to reach EPA's ambitious national recycling goal of recycling 50% of waste by 2030, other challenges do remain. I want to highlight two of the challenges today. One is the need to expand material processing and manufacturing here in our own country. And number two is a lack of demand for recycled materials. The issues with China taking or more recently not taking our recycling materials and the issues with supply lines laid bare by the pandemic made clear we need to do more of the material processing and manufacturing right here in America. The investments in our nation's roads and bridges that are in the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act would help expand American manufacturing. Reliable infrastructure is critical for economic development and creating job opportunities. When China stopped importing our trash, the economies of municipal recycling changed dramatically. Cities must incur significant costs to collect recyclables, and in some instances, the cost of paying businesses to accept those recyclables if they can no longer be profitably sold. Some municipal systems have taken on the cost and burden of storing bales of recyclables, waiting for an improvement to the market. This is all due to a lack of domestic demand for our recycled materials. Market demand for these materials can create the incentives to invest in the recycling system and expand access to recycling across the country, especially in rural areas like my state of West Virginia. While some of my colleagues in Congress have proposed various policies, regulations, and mandates, they don't create effective long-term markets. Falsely inflating that market for recycled goods with federal dollars doesn't help either. It simply prolongs the unviability of the sector, which could end up right back where we are today when the funding is gone. The best way to address the depressed demand for recycled materials is to develop new innovative markets and technologies. Today, we'll learn about one example from Mr. Hawkinson, and he was on our roundtable. I appreciate that, which is Georgia Pacific's new Juno technology that is rescuing recyclable materials from trash. Last week, Chairman Carper and I hosted a roundtable that the chairman talked about, where we had the opportunity to learn about some of the technologic advances in the recycling sector. For example, one company has successfully recycled over 2 million pounds of post-use polystyrene at their facility in Oregon through chemical recycling. Developing and deploying this technology could not have come at a better time, as this material was used in the COVID-19 vaccine production for everything from testing kits to the cooler shipment boxes that kept the vaccine at the needed temperature during delivery and storage. Now, what would have otherwise have been considered trash can be safely recycled into new products like medical grade and food grade plastic, while reducing waste that ends up in our landfills. The supply chain challenges that emerged and are still with us were among the most significant realizations that struck us, I think, during COVID-19, especially our reliance on other countries to produce essential products. I hope these realities won't quickly be forgotten and that we can use those experiences as motivation to retain and bring back manufacturing jobs in this country. One way we can accomplish this is fostering innovation and not stifling it. I look forward to hearing from our witnesses today on the best way to accomplish that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.